Round 23 of the AFL. Let's go. We're going to see how well we do this week. It's been a tough year, middle of the pack, but we keep going and try and push up at these latter stages. Let's go. Right, let's see how we did in round 22, though. We started Western Bulldogs versus North, and what a result for North. Disappointing for me because I went for Dogs to win by 16, but North won by 23. Yeah, not many people predicted that. I don't think anyone got a close score, but this shows what North can do. They started so well this year, and it's just fallen off. A disappointing result for Dogs. That's going to really hurt them trying to get into the top 10 at least. No points for me for the first game. And that puts Dogs down in 9th. They should be okay for top 10. Next was Brisbane and Hawthorn. I got it correct. I did Brisbane by 7. They won by 67. Wow. No one saw a score that big. There were some big scores close to the 40 mark, but not many. Considering Hawthorn are doing so well, Brisbane were too much. That is certainly making it more interesting, trying to chase the top 3 spot. Also with Swans winning as well, which we'll see in a minute. That just gives us a bit of a gap as well. So 1 point for the win. Next was Melbourne versus Freo. Wow. I watched this. Wow, what an end to this game. Freo could have won it. D's did win it. Yeah, this was a shock. Now, don't get me wrong. I think at this stage, you've still got Freo as the minor premiership winners. I don't think that's going to change unless I don't know if there's enough games left. Can't remember. There's 24, isn't there? 24 games? Am I right? I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm losing the plot. I don't think it's going to make enough of a difference, but that is huge for D's. That is really almost secured their top 8 now. So well done. I did Freo by 12. D's won by 4. Nothing for me. Swans versus Port. Yeah, I thought it would be a decent win. I did it by 29. I thought that was a decent score, but no. The funny thing is, the first quarter, we were down. I didn't think we were going to do much. And then bang, gone. And we went into 5th gear and just decided to run away with it. We won by 97 points. That is the Swans we want, right? Good sign for finals going into them. So 1 point for the win. Then Geelong versus Essendon. I got it almost bang on. I did 64. We won. I'm not a Cats fan. Cats won by 67. So 1.5 points. No, one person went for Essendon. Are you mad? I can't see though. Problem is because it's white on white. I can't see how people picked. But good. Next, Crows versus Richmond. Got it correct as well. But a low-scoring game, very low-scoring game, really, and a very tight game considering. Crows 63 and Richmond 54, so Crows won by 9, so that's nowhere near a close score, but I do get the 1 point. Not many people went for 10. There was someone who went for over 60 there. 1 point. Next, Giants versus Gold Coast. Ah, man. Now, I did not get the correct results. However, I did Giants by 8 and Suns won by 2. So I do pick up half a point at least. I'll take that, I suppose. A much needed win for Gold Coast. It's not going to make any difference, but they showed they can win. They've just been really disappointing for the rest of the season, haven't they? 0.5 points for that one. And then West Coast versus Collingwood. High-scoring game. Fair play to West Coast. They show they are improving. They are slowly. Still 3rd from bottom, but Collingwood I did by 27 and they won by 19, so 1.5 points. Good result. Collingwood in 8th. I think they're probably secure now for the top 10. Yeah, no, they are secure for the top 10. That's fine. Getting less and less to play for at the moment. It's more now making either 10th, 9th and 8th, and then the individual positions above. And the last game, Saints versus Carlton. Carlton I did by 8. Thought it'd be closer, but they won by 44. Carlton in 10th. That's probably enough as long as they don't balls up their last few games. That's probably enough to make 10th. And they will try a late push, but probably for that playoff spot, I think. So 1 point for that. Wow, another top 10 with very, very little movement at all. That's insane. So, looking at this, let's do the top 10. Graham B in first, 0.5 ahead of Communist Bloke in second. Mark in third. Then you've got Afterburner in fourth. Pokui in fifth. Hazard in sixth. AFL Time has dropped a little bit in seventh. Aussie TV in eighth. Metal King in ninth. And Ebag in 10th. There is not a lot in that top 10, is there? Literally less than 4 points. Incredible. That can all change. Let's look at any big movers. Brighton up 10. The golden hat is Roy Boy David up 13 places. That's pretty good. Down 7, Tiger Eye. Down 10, Sharkies. Down 12, Bologna. Aussie Austrian down 9. I'm up 3. So I'm in the top 50. There you go. 159. Hang on. 15. Yeah, I'm still 13 points off. So amazingly still not miles off, considering how many games have been played. Who gets the wooden spoon? Let's see. We're still going down. We're still going down. Where is it? Where? There it is. Cooper F does go up one place, but gets the wooden spoon this week. And here are the final spots. Right, here we go. Friday the 14th, Optus Stadium. Freo versus Crows. This is an interesting one again, because actually both teams now pretty similar form. Adelaide are pushing to try and make the top 3. Freo, I think, are pretty secure now with their top spot. And you're looking at this, they are obviously the league ladder leaders playing at home at the Optus. I think that's an important advantage that they are gaining. It should probably be one of Crow's toughest assignments now away. When we're looking at this, Adelaide, they're expecting to regain Darcy Fogarty, James Borlas, although Taylor Walker is out. Remains uncertain, should I say. He may be back, may not be. Remains uncertain. I think Adelaide have enough in the middle and the forwards to keep this fairly close. So I won't expect Freo to necessarily run away with it. However, I still see Freo's ability to apply pressure, control territory, and I think repeatedly lock the ball in the opponent's half. That will be a key thing for them, and I don't see Crows kind of out. I don't see how Crows are going to deal with that. So for the first game, I'm going to go Freo, but I do think it'll be close-ish. I'm going to do Freo by 12. Next, MCG is Richmond versus Saints. Richmond held it fairly close last week, albeit quite a low-scoring game. Saints, I think, significantly weakened by Wanganeen Milera, season-ending hamstring injury, and Mason Wood's calf injury. Tom de Koning is also in doubt. Could leave Rowan Marshall carrying, I think, much more of St Kilda's ruck responsibility than he can potentially handle. Richmond, they're obviously vulnerable. We've seen how they are. They are second from bottom, but they do show some glimpses of potential. I don't think it's going to be another one where I don't think it's going to be a massive score difference here. Richmond, I think, they're willing to attack. I do think they're willing to attack, create quick turnovers into forward movement, and potentially it will trouble Saints. So for this one, at MCG, we're going to go Richmond. I know, I'm surprised I'm doing it myself. Richmond by 10. Okay, next, Marvel, North versus Geelong. I know North got a really good win last week, but I do not think they will do it again. Geelong have a considerably stronger overall structure. They should create more quality chances to score. And I just think they have the ability through all 4 quarters to get the result here. Yes, North can be competitive. They showed that last week with how well they played, but I think this will be too much for them, and obviously Geelong trying to push ahead here. Obviously Geelong, they've got experience in that attack, and they will punish North, in my opinion. Geelong control possession, create chances. So for this game, it's got to be a Geelong win. I'm going to do Let's have a look. Geelong, 31. Let's go with a random 31. Then Gabba, Brisbane versus Gold Coast. Gold Coast, yes, they got a win. Once again, I don't think they'll do it again against Brisbane, who were brilliant last week. They were really, really good. As we always say, the Gabba is an important factor for Brisbane and teams going there to play. It's not always guaranteed a win, but it certainly does give a big advantage. Gold Coast, if they can do what they did last week, I still don't think they'll win, but they could allow it to stay a close game. Brisbane, I think, aggressive territory game and repeated forward entries into the 50s. It's just going to be too much, in my opinion, for Gold Coast, so I cannot see them getting the result. Might be closer, but Brisbane have got the team and ability to win this, so I am going to do Brisbane by 22, so not ridiculous. Next, MCG, Hawthorn versus Collingwood. What a bad result for Hawthorn last week, but they don't often lose 2 in a row. Collingwood on decent form. I think this is a very, very difficult one to pick, and I think the odds here are unfair to Collingwood because I think this could be a very, very tight game, in my opinion. Connor Nash ruled out as a big blow for Hawthorn. He's out for the remainder of the season with a neck injury. Collingwood, they've got the experience. They've been there or thereabouts for years now, and so they've got the ability to get the results. Oh, this is a tough one. Probably the toughest of the week. I don't know, and I'm not even going to get into any more because I really don't know. Hawthorn by 4. I don't know on that one. Let's just move on before I change my mind. Okay, next one. Adelaide Oval, Port versus Melbourne. Port have been dire, haven't they? They have been dire. Whereas D's quality result last week as well against Freo really, really showed the quality. They are on good form. Zach Butters is out. Horn Francis is a test, so not sure about that. I just think Port look weak, and I don't even think I need much analysis on this either. I think Melbourne, contested strength and defensive pressure should very much make it incredibly difficult for a butterless Port side to generate clean attacking balls to the forward line. Yes, it's at Adelaide Oval, but I don't think it's made enough of a difference for Port this season anyway. Melbourne to win. I'm going to do Melbourne to win. Let's do 19, simply for the fact that it's at the Oval instead of in Victoria. All right. We go again. Sunday, Showground. Giants versus West Coast. Giants, very, very hit or miss. They are massively favourites. But West Coast were high scoring last week. They did get some goals and they did show they had potentially the ability to win the game. Unfortunately, they didn't. Giants, I think they do have the better depth in their team. More match-winning quality, no doubt about it. Playing at home as well. No doubt West Coast could produce an upset. But on paper, with how things are, especially with how West Coast are normally one of the whipping boys, I think GWS, their attacking ability should kind of create rapid turnovers. They should be able to use the width of the ground, and they should overwhelm West Coast. Simple. I think this is probably one of my strongest bets for this week. I know Giants haven't been consistent and actually aren't doing that well, but against West Coast, I'm going to do Giants by 38. All right, penultimate game. Marvel, Western Bulldogs versus Carlton. So, difficult one to call because both teams, obviously Western Bulldogs had 2 bad weeks. Carlton, really decent form after a little blip that they had. Tim English, he will miss the remainder of the home and away season with a medical ligament injury, and that's a big blow for Dogs' structure. Rory Lobb is one potential ruck solution, but moving pieces around to replace English it could create secondary problems in other positions there. I think Carlton, I think they've got quite a lot of midfield strength at the moment, and that could exploit the Dogs if they gain that advantage at the stoppages. That could prevent Dogs from feeding their runners. This is difficult. This is really tough, but I'm going to go Carlton to win, a very tight one. And I think that's partly with their form. They have shown they can get results at the moment, and they're doing well. They are really pushing up. So, yeah, I really don't like English being absent. I think that's going to be a really big blow. So I'm going to go Carlton. Really tight one. Carlton by 5. Last game, MCG Essendon versus Swans. Another guaranteed win. This has got to be my the cert for the week, right? This has got to be the dead cert. Swans, they got the stronger team. They're exciting. They've got quality throughout the pitch, whether it's defence, midfield, attack. They are creating chances. They are creating goals. They can win when we're behind. We can win when we're ahead. Essendon are crap. Do I need to say any more? That contested ball strength from Swans, the rapid transitions, that's enough. We just need to take the chances. So I'm not needing to get in any more of this. This is one-way traffic, surely. Swans by 60. So there we go. There are my picks. There are some bankers there. Swans has got to be a banker. I think Giants, it should be nailed on. Lions should be nailed on, and Cats should be nailed on. The other ones could go either way, but there is not a lot of difference in our league table. There is plenty of space for you guys and myself to go up and down. So we'll see how it goes. But thank you so much for joining me again this week. Please do like and subscribe. Socials are down there. Check out charlieandrob.com. And as always, I will catch you next time.